The Appalachian Mountains are some of the oldest mountains in the world. They stretch more than 1,500 miles from Alabama in the south all the way into Canada in the north. Today they are known for their quiet beauty, rolling ridges, thick forests, winding rivers, and peaceful hiking trails. But in the past, these mountains played a much bigger role. They shaped the course of American history by acting as both a barrier and a gateway. From early Native American settlements to colonial struggles, westward expansion, and even the Civil War, the Appalachian Mountains were always in the background, guiding, blocking, protecting, and dividing. In the 1700s, during the colonial period, the Appalachian Mountains stood between the original 13 colonies and the lands to the west. The terrain of the mountains was rough, steep, and full of dense forests. Roads were few, and those that existed were muddy paths or old native trails. Crossing the mountains wasn't easy, and that helped slow down westward movement for many years. After the British won the French and Indian War in 1763, they issued the Proclamation of 1763, which told colonists they couldn't settle west of the Appalachians. The British hoped this would reduce conflict with Native American tribes who lived in those lands, but with too many settlers, it felt like a betrayal. They believed they had earned the right to expand. This tension became one of the many reasons Americans began to push for independence. Long before European settlers arrived, the Appalachian Mountains were already home to powerful native nations like the Cherokee and Shawnee. These mountains weren't obstacles to them. They were part of daily life. The forests were full of game to hunt, and rivers provided food and water. Mountain ridges offered natural protection, and well-traveled trails allowed tribes to trade and communicate. Some of these native trails would later become the paths settlers followed west, but as more settlers crossed the mountains, Native Americans were pushed off their land. Daniel Boone is one of the most famous frontiersmen in American history. In the late 1700s, he helped create the Wilderness Road, a trail that passed through the Cumberland Gap, a natural opening in the mountains between Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. This route allowed thousands of settlers to move west. Life beyond the mountains wasn't easy. People lived far from cities, often without schools or stores, but those who moved into these regions created new communities and helped build the American frontier. Later during the Civil War, the Appalachian Mountains continued to play a role. The rough terrain made it hard for large armies to move through quickly, so there weren't as many big battles in the mountains as there were in the plains, but the region saw its own kind of war. In places like eastern Tennessee and western Virginia, communities were divided. Some supported the Union, others backed the Confederacy. The war split families, and smaller fights broke out in the hills and hollows. In fact, the mountain region was so different from the rest of Virginia that it led to the creation of a new state, West Virginia, which joined the Union in 1863. After the war, the mountains became known for their natural resources. The thick forests were cut down for timber, and coal was mined deep in the hills. Towns grew up around coal seams and railroads, and people from all over the world came to work in the mines. This brought new life and jobs to the region, but it also brought poverty, dangerous work conditions, and environmental damage. Many of the people who lived in the mountains became known for their strong independent spirit. They were used to doing things their own way, living far from big cities, and helping one another survive hard times. Today, the Appalachian Mountains still play an important role, but in a much different way. People from around the country come to hike the Appalachian Trail, which runs more than 2,000 miles through the heart of the range. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park, located on the border of North Carolina and Tennessee, is the most visited national park in the United States. Many people visit the mountains to enjoy their peace and beauty, but even now the land carries the weight of its history. The trails people hike today were once walked by native tribes, pioneer families, and Civil War soldiers. The story of the Appalachians is more than just mountain ridges and old rocks. It's the story of the people who lived here, passed through, fought over it, and called it home.